Ladies and gentlemen, my name is baX. Welcome back. We're going to be playing Offender74 here in our daily commentated Star Realms game. Offender74, let's take a look here. Level 7, so on the lower side, we're playing Corset, Colony Wars, and Fleets. That is the VWF. All right, starting off on the row, cargo pod, supply bot. We can buy anything we want with our 3. Buying an early scrap card that also gives trade, a bit too hard to pass up. Supply bot's going to get us into that late game really well. Not a lot of threatening damage cards out here either, so this game won't be ending quickly, at least with the current row. Now they get 5, so we know they have 3, right? We know they have 3 coming up next. We have 4. So them having 3, what don't we want them to have? Orbital platform, something they already took. We probably don't want them to have cargo launch. So looking at the best way to spend our 4, cargo launch is probably a great way into cargo pod to go for Wrecker, or even if we can't get up to that, the Federation shipyard would be a great buy. So we are going to take the cargo launch, and then for 3, I'm going to take cargo. I'll give them trading posts if they want, and then we'll allow ourselves to have our damage blocked for a while because we can't kill bases very well. And we're gonna just allow that. We're gonna accept that and move on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in my hand. If I can count correctly, you're gonna go ahead and scrap a Viper and take a Wrecker. 49-48 here, and feeling very confident in our start right now. At this point, you know, this is one of those situations though where if you aren't careful, you know, you just kind of end up losing and you don't know why. So we do want to stay focused and make sure that we, you know, try not to make a mistake. So we don't have any blue. We have no trade federation right now. Do we want to go full rainbow? We might be able to get away with it, considering that we have a really strong start here. But there are 2 big cards out, and we've gone trade heavy early. So Dreadnought and Leviathan being out here, I wouldn't mind targeting those cards. So we're gonna go ahead and probably, let's see, because I could pop. Nope. So we'll probably end up taking Solar Skiff. This is a draw. Action for draw. Drawing is the best resource in the game. Never let anybody tell you anything otherwise. So let's take this. With 2 remaining, we will take an Explorer. And like I said, their bases will come out. We will be unable to kill them. We are acknowledging that. It's going to be totally okay. This 7 here without a discard is going to get us the Dreadnought. And now we'll have our damage come up here eventually. But we're just going to be moving a pretty strong deck forward, especially with these big cards out here. They aren't able to get up to them. Blob Wheel and Spike Pod went in for them on that last turn. It's actually a pretty good play. Spike Pod is going to get rid of the big cards that they can't get to. Alas, at the same time, you know, we're probably going to get rid of this cargo pod here. I don't think I want it in my next deck. Let's cycle out of the green and let's cycle into blue if we're trying to go for a 3 color. Dual color deck would be pretty good with red yellow. It's a really strong combination. Anyway, Spike Pod gets rid of the cards they can't buy, and then the Blob Wheel helps them get up to cards they can't buy. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. Moving as quickly into scrap as we are, it'd be great to get rid of this other Viper so that we can keep our buying power strong to go for big cards. We'll have to see if we draw into that with the cargo launch, because I actually think I would get rid of that with the cargo launch. We are going to have 8. That's 6 plus the 2 from Explorer to get rid of both these bases that they have out. Unfortunately, we don't get to cycle to the other side of the shuffle. And what I mean by that is so let's say that they shuffled right here, and then we destroy these bases. They're going into a fresh discard pile. They get to miss them for a whole deck cycle. We're going to be destroying them right before a deck cycle. Okay, well, we get all the trade. We are going to get rid of this Explorer. We can get rid of both bases. I am going to take Death World. So Death World is a very spicy card. It's a very unique card, and it's a card that is not going to get ranked high on many people's lists of cards they enjoy playing with, or cards that not enjoy playing with, sorry, that are, like, good. 4 damage is awesome. You may scrap anything that isn't a blob card, besides a Scout Viper. And if you do, draw a card. 4 damage, draw a card, get rid of other stuff. I love it, especially because we do have this floating, it's out here. This floating skiff. I think it's a strong card. I really like this card. It's also going to be very good for us because we don't have blob. It's weird. This card is good regardless of what kind of a deck you're building. If you're into a very, very strong like blob synergized deck, then this card will faction those cards, right? If you aren't, this card can scrap out the cards you don't want anymore and let you draw a card. Well, you draw a card in trade, as a trade for scrapping it. Okay, we're gonna take the bike recycling station. Right now, feel very in control of the game. We are gonna take the trade bot, 4738. Now we got to keep an eye on our damage. Like I said, these games can slip right away. Just boom, it's gone. We're gonna want to get as many draw cards now as possible. So we are going to scrap here. That's going to be a draw. That's a draw. And then for 2, we will buy nothing. I'm done. I'm done with all that. We want the bigs. We want the hive. I would take convoy because it's a 4 for 3. That'd be pretty good. Now our opponent is building into Stealth Needle Aging Battleship Connection, which is going to be pretty potent gunship as well. So they're looking to end the game. That's it. You know, right now if we're analyzing their deck, damage-wise, 3, scrap out for the 2, Stealth Needle Aging Battleship, 5 and 5, 10, 3 on Faction for Orbital Platform, so that's 13 plus the 5 for 18, 19. Scrap out 22, 23 on Blob Wheel, Viper 24, 25, and 5 for 30. So 30 damage max if all goes maximum synergy festival. Now this is what we call bottom deck of the ages. This is some bottom decking. Everything just chunked together down here, which I'm actually not, which isn't it, like, it's actually not too big of a deal. So we are going to play this and take hive, and then I am going to scrap, I think we scrapped the trade bot after we just did all that. Go ahead and take our draw. That's going to be pretty awesome. Pop up for 2, blob fighter for another blob fighter into draw, and this game is feeling very, very bad for our opponent. Holy, this is that's so they can get the faction. So that's actually a really good play right there. You'll notice they played Aging Battleship before they recycled with the Orbital Platform, because that would have sent a starter into discard and then shuffled in if they had drawn, or if they had, shuffled first and then drawn. So they drew first and then did the Orbital Platform ability. Well done. Aging Battleship gets copied. Tons of damage coming out. They'll be able to get through the bases. But we have moved this deck very quickly. Scraps out the original. Still has that repair bot. Probably want to get rid of that too. There it is. They're going. They're in. Oh. Interesting. I don't know about that, although I think at this point it doesn't really matter. I think the game is good, well, and over. Boom. Boom. All right, and that's it. Done. Pretty I mean, the score does look far closer than the game felt, but we were just able to do a bit too much too quickly. Getting up to that wrecker that early is quite strong. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow for another daily Star Realms commentate video. My name is baX. Later.